Okay, now when we were writing our programs, right? Now we had the question right now in the Java class, we said that we could only work with methods and the variables. Inside the Java class, we can have variables and methods. No? That's what we discussed. Right now, we can have variables and methods. What is the purpose of a method? Because what is a method? Method is a set of codes, set of codes in order to achieve um, certain activities or particular task. We use Java methods. Right. In a method, right now, it has a return type. Likewise, we have. Right now, we need to store some values sometimes. When we need to store values, right, we have to use the variables, right? Variables in order to store values temporarily in the computer memory. We use variables. Then we need to know how to identify those, how to access those. Then we need to have a name for that. Then we need to know how to define a name, how to set an identifier, how to set an identifier that we need to know, how to set an identifier that we need to know. Therefore, in order to do that, now we need to learn the basics of what are the um, rules we need to know. Right. Okay. First, the identifier. Now we need to declare a variable. Therefore, for that variable, there should be a name. Therefore, in order to do this, you need to know, okay, if you want to declare a name, what are the things you need to consider? Therefore, these are the rules you should follow. Therefore, remember, identifiers must start with any letter of the alphabet, or an underscore, or a dollar sign. Therefore, identifier must start with a letter, underscore, or a dollar sign. Okay, write down if you want. And you can't start with a number, you can't start with any other character, any other symbol. You have to start either a letter, underscore, or dollar. Right. Then, okay, now first thing is what? Identifier must start with the identifier must start with the letter, underscore, or dollar sign. Right. Therefore, the second character could be a digit, a dollar sign, or an underscore. Okay, basically, we need to list down. Okay, what are the things we can have? Okay, we can have as an identifier either A to Z, right? Or capital values, or simple A to Z, right? Or numbers from 0 to 9, or underscore, and the dollar sign. Okay, these are the only things which are possible. These are the only things which are possible. Those are the only things which are possible to use. Right. Thereafter, now we are done with this. Now we know the possible characters. Right. Then rules must start with the first character. Then the first character could only be right letter underscore dollar only. The first character. The first character should be one of these. And the second character can be anything. A letter, that means anyway, the values we can have is what? The values we can have is either letters or either numbers underscore dollars. Right. Therefore, now remember the first character should be only one of these. Right now, therefore, I'm going to put an asterisk here. Right. I'm going to put asterisk here. Therefore, asterisk means it could be the first character. Right. Thereafter, it could any of these would be the second character. And there is no limit for the numbers. You can have any type of characters, any number of characters for your identifier name. And you can't use the Java keyword. There are a set of keywords that you cannot use, right? And again, those are case sensitive, right? Now, what do you think? And there you can't have spaces, right? Okay, what do you think? This letter, right? I'm gonna have a name. Okay, is this a valid identifier? Name. Is this a valid identifier? Yes or no? Is this a valid identifier? What do you think? The name started with N, and the rest of the words I have A, M, E, name. Is this valid?
Yes, it's valid.
According to these rules, is this valid? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, it is valid. Why? And name and this name are two different identifiers. Why? Case sensitive. Right. I'm gonna have a variable called my space name. Is this a valid identifier?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
My name, my space name. Valid or
No.
not?
Not valid.
Not valid. Why? You can't have spaces. You can have only one name. Therefore, not valid. Okay, if you really need to have space, but if you want to have separate, how can you do it?
Underscore.
You could use underscore, my name, or else you could separate by my name. Likewise, you could type. Right. And then sometimes, right now, normally we don't do it in Java. You may use my name like this. Normally, we don't use it in Java. Right. Right. Then, what else? Mm, we have the underscore, and we could have the hyphen. We can't have it now. Right. And the camel case we have used. Right. Or the Pascal case. Right. Yes. Okay. Now you could declare the variable names like this. Right. Now doing this, we call it as now using underscore. Right. Now using the underscore because you can't have like this my space name, you can't have. That is not allowed. You can't have this. Why? Spaces are not allowed. Therefore, you will get an error. Spaces are not allowed. Because most of the languages, even in Java, interpret each word as a completely separate thing, or it has a single unit. Therefore, you will get an error. Therefore, my as a one value and name as a one value. Therefore, it will separate it from each other. Therefore, you will there's a space character in between. Therefore, you will get an error. Right. Therefore, in order to get rid of this error, you can use the naming conventions. The naming conventions we have are right now snake case, kebab case, camel case, Pascal case, likewise. Therefore, right now, if you want to know the snake case, that means snake, this is the snake case. This is an example for snake case. What do you mean by snake case? You put the underscore character. Right now, all letters should be in lowercase and all letters are in lowercase. And then you separate each letter, each word using underscore. This you call as snake case. This is allowed. You can use a snake case. Right now, this can be used to create variable names. Uh, let's say my name, let's say your name. Likewise, if you want to have the number of units, the unit price, uh, units per kilometer, right? The charge for kilometer. Likewise, if you want to have liters per kilometer, likewise, if you have combined multiple words as a one, you could use a snake case. All right, you can use the like you can't use the kebab case, which use the hyphen, but therefore now we're not going to use it in Java because it is not a valid character. Then we could use the camel case. Camel case, right? Start the first word in simple lowercase. Then you capitalize each letter, each word, first character. Right now, my name. Right now, this you call as a camel case. So right now, for an example, if you have names like number of okay, that's the price of the price per liter, price per liter, and likewise you can have number of units, number of you also capital number of units. You can say what else you want to write. Now, whenever you have the variable share per person, right? Share per person. Likewise, you can have the snake case. First word, lowercase, and you capitalize first letter of each word that follows. That is what you call as a camel case. Now we have the snake case and the camel case and the Pascal case is the next one. The Pascal case. The Pascal case is every. Now this is what you call as the Pascal case. In the Pascal case, every word first character is capitalized. Every word first character is capitalized. Therefore, remember. Now, these are the naming conventions. Right now, if you want to have multiple words joined together when you are declaring variables, you have to use either snake case, camel case, or the Pascal case. Right. Normally, when it comes to variables, we don't use the Pascal case. Either we use the snake case or the camel case. It doesn't matter what you use, but it doesn't. Normally, we don't use. Right. Okay. Is this clear? Right. Then we are going into okay. Okay. Tell me whether these names are valid. One. Okay. Nine unit. Nine name. Right. Is this a valid name or not? Is this a valid identifier or not?
It is not.
Is this a valid identifier or not?
Invalid.
Invalid. Why is it?
Because it's starting with a number.
Because starting with a number. Yes, you cannot start with a number. Okay. Would it be name 9? Would it be valid? Is this valid? Name 9. Is it valid? Name 9. Yes, that is a valid one. Why? Must start with the letter underscore or dollar sign. Letter underscore dollar sign. Fine. And after the first character, it could be a letter, digit, dollar sign, or an underscore. Fine. Therefore, that is perfect. Name 9. Right. Can I have dollar age? Can I have variable like dollar age? Is this correct? Dollar age. Is this correct?
Correct, sir.
Dollar age. Is the variable name is a valid or invalid?
Valid, sir.
Valid. Is it? Yes or no? Tell me quickly. That is invalid. Can someone tell me why it is invalid? Is it valid or invalid?
It's valid.
Oh, it's valid. Yes, it's valid. Why it is valid? You can start with a dollar sign. Yes, you can start with a dollar sign. Therefore, it is a valid. Right now, if I have underscore name, is it valid or invalid?
Valid, sir.
Valid. Right. Okay, then I'm going to have underscore dollar underscore h. Is this valid? Is this valid?
Valid.
Yes, it is valid. Right. And also, there are certain things you need to remember right now as a summary. If you want to write down, okay, let me highlight this. Right now, these are the things you need to remember. What are the things? Must start with any letter of the alphabet, an underscore or dollar sign, and next character. Next may be either a letter, a digit, or a dollar sign or an underscore. And there is no limit to the number of characters. No limit to the number of characters you can have. And then you can't use Java keyword, and these are case sensitive, and space is not allowed. And the space between words not allowed. Space between words, spaces between words are not allowed. Right. Therefore, remember spaces between words are not allowed. Right. These are the things you need to remember. Then what are the Java keywords? Right. Okay. Now, Java keywords. What are the keywords you know it up to now? Okay, by looking at this code, you will be able to tell me what are the keywords we know already. What are the keywords we know already? Yes? Now, what do you think? Public we can't use, static we can't use, void we can't use, main is already reserved, string we can't use, system we can't use, right? The class we can't use. All are reserved already. Print method, right now, if you are inside this package, print method is already reserved. But like if you are in other codes, it is not reserved. Right, then let me show you the Java keywords. Java keywords. Right now, those you don't have to by heart because eventually you will remember what are the keywords, then you don't need to worry about that. Now, you can see here we have class already we identify class, private, void, static, public. Likewise, you can see some set of values are there defined as keywords which we cannot use as a Java identifier. Right. Remember that in your mind. Right. Then, right. Tell me about this. Right. Is the first one correct? Okay. Quickly write down and send me a chat. Okay. Quickly find out. Let's label it as 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. Okay. With the reason, send me the reason as well. Quickly chat. Send me a chat. Why if it is valid? Okay. 1 valid reason. Number 2 valid the reason. Number 3 valid. Number 6 invalid or valid the reason. Likewise, tell me. Send me via chat quickly. Okay. Now, Reshma, I need for all. Okay. 1 is valid. Okay. I'll show you why 1 is valid. Yes. The reason is the first character is an underscore. Fine. The second character is a letter. Therefore, both are valid. Right. Therefore, first one is valid. Right. Then from all, okay, start with the underscore and the second character is your letter. Yes, that is valid. Yes, Rumit. Right. Others, please. Quickly send me. Everyone, please. Yeah, I'll give you a few 2 minutes. Quickly send it to me. via chat. Okay, save me now only for the first one. No, I want for all, not for the one. Right. Abhishek, number 2. Right. Perfect. Send me all. Right. Okay. Now I have received multiple answers. Right. Yes. One valid. Yes. Okay. We'll refer this now. One. Yes, valid. That is valid. Number two. That is valid. Start with the dollar. And the second character is a letter. Fine. Number three. Yes, that is valid. Underscores. There is no practical length. Yes, therefore valid. Number four. Underscore dollar. Valid. Number five. This is a very detailed name for an identifier with underscores. Yes, valid. Number six. Colon B, invalid. Why? You cannot start with an colon. Invalid. Number seven, you cannot start with hyphen or dash. Number eight, first character fine, the second character invalid. You can't have hash symbol in identifier. You can't start with the dot. Number nine, invalid. 10, you can't start with a number. Therefore, 10 also invalid. Right. You can't start with a number. Right. Okay. Is this clear now? Everyone, is this clear? Is it? Right. Okay, now this is how you assign a name for the variables. Right. Now let's go and check how to how to work with the variable names and so on. Right. Now, let's say now in my program now, I need to have a variable to store a value temporarily and then to display the sum of it. Right. Now, let's say if you want to declare a variable, then you need to know the variable type. You need to know the variable type. Now, in order to declare a variable, now we know the name only, no? Right. Using only the name, we can't have anything, no? Therefore, you need to declare. When you're declaring a variable, you need to know how to declare a variable. How to declare a variable, that we need to know. Right. Then how to declare a variable. Right. In order to declare a variable, right now we have to use variable declaration rules. Right. Then when it comes to variable, right, now there are two type of variables available in Java. There are two type of variables. Very important. Remember, these we call as primitive data types as well as reference data types. Primitive data types as well as the reference data types. A primitive data type. Okay, what do you mean by primitive? Very important to know. In Java, there are primitive data types. There are 8 primitive data types available. 8 primitive data types. Right? 8 primitive data types. Then what are those 8 primitive data types? Right, primitive data types are char, boolean, byte, short, int, long, double, float. Right. Right, then, right now we need to know, okay, what is a char, what is a boolean, those we have to discuss. Right, but first of all, why it is different from the other type of variables, right? The reference type and the primitive type. Why it is different, that you need to know. Right, then a primitive data type means predefined data types. Now these are predefined data types available in Java because for these 8 data types, remember, for these 8 data types, the data type and the size and the standard values has been specified. Therefore, remember that for the primitive data types, size, type, and the standard values has been defined. It is already predefined. The type of the data you can store, the size of the data you can store, and the standard values you could store has already been defined. Now that's why you call it as a primitive data type. When a primitive data type is stored, right? That means, remember, you have the type, you have the size, and you have the defined values. Standard values also defined already. Now, reference variable. What is a reference variable? If it is a reference variable, we call it as a object variables as well, right? Object data types, or reference data types. Now, that means object data types or the non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data types are derived or reference types. Derived or reference types. Now, what do you mean by the reference type? That means depending on a class. Now, it depends on a class. Therefore, now these data types are referred to any particular object. Now, the primitive data types has specified, predefined, and therefore the non-primitive data types created by the user. Non-primitive data types created by the user. When reference variables are referred to objects, reference variables refer to objects. And again, there's another part. And primitive data types in the stack memory and the reference data types will be in the heap memory. When the reference variables will get stored, the variables will be stored in the stack and the original object will be stored in the heap. The variable will be stored in the stack and the original object will be stored in the heap. Right. Then, okay. Right. Now, just don't worry about this reference data types. You will be able to understand when you are practicing it. Right. For the time being, a primitive data type. Now, primitive data type, now there are 8 primitive data types: char, boolean, byte, short, int, long, double float. Right. Now, either it is a primitive data type or it is a reference data type. Now, you can see whether it is a primitive or reference. You have to follow the identifier rules. Identifier rules. Right. Then, okay, let's see what are these primitive data types. Now, primitive data types char, the character. Okay, can anyone tell me for the char variable, what are the things you could store? Char. Okay, first of all, we'll start with byte. Byte. Byte is an integer type. Then we have byte. Thereafter, we have the short. And then we have the int. Then we have the long. Those are byte, short, int, long. Those are integer type. And then we have float. And then we have double. Those are for floating data, floating number. Then we have char. Then we have boolean. Byte. We can store numbers inside the byte variable. The size of a byte variable is 1 byte. That means 8 bits. Therefore, now here you could store numbers from minus 128 to plus 127. The numbers, byte variable, numbers. And then the short. Short also can contain numbers, whole numbers, integers. But now 2 bytes. The size of a short variable is 2 bytes. Size of a byte variable is short variable is 2 bytes. An integer. Right now this is 1 byte. Size short 2 bytes. And integer it takes 4 bytes. When you declare integer variable, it takes 4 bytes from the memory. If it is a long variable, it takes 8 bytes from the memory. And if it is float takes 4 bytes and double takes 8 bytes. Right. Okay. Then we'll discuss further. Right, now what are these? Byte, short, int, long, and then what is float double? Likewise. Then Java has predefined or inbuilt data types we call as primitive data types. Boolean represent true or false value. Boolean has the values only. It is already predefined. Standard values has been defined. We discussed that. It can only hold either true or false. Boolean variables can hold only true or false. Boolean variables can hold only true or false. A byte variable. A byte variable, right? It is a 1 byte. The size of the byte variable is 1 byte. You require only 1 byte space in order to declare a byte variable. 1 byte. Therefore, you have 8 bits per byte. Therefore, you can have 8-bit integer. And then it comes to char, characters, char. You can store only one character at a time. One character at a time. Then what characters? How to store the characters? Therefore, the ASCII codes and the Unicode are used with the characters, Java characters. And then we have double. We have double means double precision floating points. In order to have large decimal numbers, float single precision floating points. And integer is for integers, which is 4 bytes. And short is for short integers, and long is for long integers, which is 8 bytes. Right. Now, these are the predefined data types that you need to remember. What are the predefined data types in Java? There are 8 primitive data types. Those are byte short, int long, float double, char boolean. Byte short, int long, float double, char boolean. Right. Now, those are the 8 primitive data types. Then what we could store? Right. Now, in a byte variable, you could store from minus 128 to plus 127 only. Therefore, because byte can hold only up to this. Right. Okay, let's check whether it is true. Now we already identified, right, how to write a class, and then let's update our class. Right. Now in order to update our class, right now you can go ahead and then declare a variable. Right. When you want to declare a variable, again there's another thing you need to follow. What is it? Variable declaration. Right. Variable declaration happens with the variable type and the name. Variable declaration happens with the variable type and the name. Now, if you want to write any line which should not be compiled. Now, if you want to ignore from the compile, then you can work it as a comment. Right now, if it is just a one line, you could use 2 forward slashes in order to make it as a comment. Right now, variable name, the data type and the name. Right now, it's a byte is the data type, byte, and the variable name, we're going to name it as num. Variable name is num, byte num. Right now, this is what you call as declaring a variable. Now, this part, we call it as declaring a variable declaration. Declare variable. Right, and then if you want to initialize the variable, if you want to assign a value to the variable, number equals 10. This is how you initialize, you assign a value to the variable. Right now, if you want, you could do it byte number 2 equals 50. At the same line, you declare and initialize a variable. At the same line, you declare and initialize a variable. Right. Okay, that we'll come into later on, and then right thereafter you could display is the value, the variable value, the number, and then you can have plus and the variable name. Now, that is how you display a value of a variable. Right. Now this will display number 10 because we have assigned 10. Okay, quickly try out this, assign a value to this variable and then try to print it. Now we are talking about byte. And thereafter try to assign 128 and see. Okay, I'll be sharing this via chat to everyone and then everyone can try out. And the meantime, I want, who had that, the MacBook app, can you share the screen? Quickly fix your, can you share the screen? I have sent you the code to everyone. And at the meantime, the one who had the issue with the MacBook, can you share the screen?
Okay, sir, I will share.
Yeah, sure. Shamodhi, what is the editor you are using? Is it TextEdit?
Yes, sir.
Sorry?
Yes, sir, I'm using TextEdit.
Okay, right, perfect. Open the folder. Okay, or else create a folder on your desktop quickly. Or type something, they ex or something, rename it. Right, day one, day ex. All right, right. Okay. Go inside that. Okay, open the text edit and then copy and paste the code we got. Type tx text edit in the search. If you type, you get txt text. ගන්නකොට alt එක command එක space එකයි නේද? Command space text edit. Open it. Okay. That is the fine. Right. Okay. Right. New document. Okay. First of all, close this one and go to preferences. Okay. Go to file in the text edit. Go to file. Click on file. File. Okay. Oh. No, no. Open the text. Click on the text edit. Text editor. Click you have to click on the text edit and then yes, open it. Click on the text edit. Right. Go to file now. Oh, okay. It is not selected. No, 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 no. I want to go to the text edit file menu. Right. Okay. Go to file. File. Okay. Do we have properties? Okay. Click on the text. Edit. Click on edit. First. Format. Not format. It should be in the file. Okay. Click on again file. Where we can get the preferences. So click on show properties. No. For this. Can you give me the permission? Open system settings, then you need to allow me. Right. Oh no. Can you share it again, Kusa? Right now, what you need to do is like now you are having the permission issue, and then you need to okay. Right. Open the command prompt terminal and then try this. Okay. Okay. Click on the Apple icon. Go click on the Apple icon. Yes. Click on it and preferences. Click on it. I don't see it. When you click on what you are getting, do you see anything? And there, what you see? Preferences or settings? Settings. Can you go to settings? No. Can you click on the settings? Yeah. No, no, not in the text edit. Put the Apple icon. Click on it. Then there you have the in the top. Yes. System settings. Yes. Under security, privacy and security. Under privacy and security, little bit below there. Yes. Click on files and folders. Click on terminal. Expand the terminal. Yes. Okay. Click on for the document folders. Enable. Yes. Okay. Provide the permission. Right. Quit and reopen. Okay, now go to the terminal now. Right, now try the code, previous code. Java C. First you need to compile. No? Java C. Type test to Java. What is the error you are getting? Okay, now type Java. ls type ls. Okay, now you have the test1.java only. Test.java. Java test type Java test. Java. You have the test. Java space test. Capital T just only that. Yes, present. Right. Open the file. Open your test file. Test.java file. No, keep it. Test.java file. There's an error in your code. Where is the code? There's nothing inside there. Okay, then copy the code which I have sent via chat in the Zoom chat. Okay. Class test public static void mainstream. Okay, can you copy the code I have sent via chat now? Zoom chat. Zoom inside the Zoom chat, you can find the chat I have sent to you, everyone. You can copy that from the Zoom chat, is it? Open Zoom and then under the chat,
I can't copy it.
you can copy it. All right, okay, okay. Previous code, copy it quickly. Okay, others quickly find out and tell me what is the error here. Okay, is there any error? Okay, now where is this inside the PDB Java folder? Is this the file inside the PDB Java folder?
Yes, sir.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, then public correct, static correct, void correct, main correct, string correct. The physical system will auto print and good morning. Right, save it and see. Let's compile again. Type ls. Right now, okay, go show me the folder there. From the finder, open the folder. Okay, delete this the test file. Yes, that one and the day one folder. Okay, delete that. Right. Can you open the test file there? Can you open this? Yes. Public static void instrument. Right. Okay. Let's go to the terminal and compile it again. Uh, right. Now type Java test. Now it would work. Java test. Then only the class file created for us. Okay. Type test. Press enter. Yes, it works, right? Yes. Okay, now you can keep on editing this. Previously, you did not have permission for the terminal. That's why you did not able to access. Right. Okay, now you can do it, right? Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Right. Now, okay, right. Now, try to assign for the byte variable. Try to assign for the byte variable 120, let's say 127, and see how it's gonna go. 127 and the semicolon. Can you assign? Yes, now it prints 127, fine. Now 120, 150, let's say. Now 150 byte contains 1 byte, and then you cannot store 150 for sure. Then if you try to do it, what will happen? Then you will get an error saying incompatible data type. Incompatible data type.
Sir, I got an error too. Can you please help me?
Yes, yes, please. Can you share quickly?
Okay.
If you can share it quickly, I can. What is the error? It says the number. Yes, Kude, the problem is the equal sign. Okay, we'll read. We'll read what it says. Line number. Okay, now what it says, test.java 8. Okay, you have violated the first rule. The first thing is when you are providing the class name, use the capital letter. That you have forgot, right? Even though that is fine, this will work, right? And right. Yes, you have put an equal sign in line number 8. Go to line number 8. The cursor is at the line number 1. Okay. Take the cursor to the line number 8. That is line number 7. In the bottom left corner, you will see, okay, line number 8, you have put an equal sign. That's the reason. Remove the equal sign. Equal sign after the after the double quotes, you have put an equal sign. No space required. Remove the space together. Right. Compile and see. First, you need to compile, right? Then you need to Java C test.java. Java C. Now you have not saved. Have you saved it?
Yes, I have saved.
Right now, what is it? Okay. Okay, go to the command prompt. Yes. Up arrow key, please. Up arrow key will give you the same command. Yes. Java C. Change it to Java C. Okay. Press enter. Okay, that means we are in something. Okay, right now. Okay, type dir. Okay, now inside the PDP folder. Yes, press enter. Okay, from this command, we would be able to see what's inside. Now, there, go to the desktop PDP folder and open the test.java file. The file open is not that. Is it the desktop? Is that the file you are referring to?
Yeah. Yes.
No, that's not. Go
It
to
has
the.
not
Yes,
saved.
no. That's fine. No, you just click on. Just clicking on save button would do the thing. Right. Yes. Now, Java C space file name dot Java. Right. Now it get compiled. Now the class name. What should be the class name? Okay, go to your show us your notepad file, and then you can see here. Okay, if you have provide capital TEST as a class name, the file name, the bytecode also will be named as that particular name. Show us the bytecode. Go to the folder, then you can see. Go to the folder, right? Then you can see. No, that is not the file you have opened. Huh? The notepad is. You have to close the notepad, please. Yes, the first. Okay, that one. No, not that. The first tab. Yes, first tab. Close it. All right. That okay. This is the one we are referring to. You can see there. What is the class name? Class name starts from simple test. That's why the class file also created using simple test. Now, in order to run this, you need to type Java space simple test. That's how it works. Not required. Java test only. Yes, right. That's how it works. Is that clear?
Thank you so
Right
much, sir.
now, as a habit, when you are doing next time onwards, class name should be starting with a capital letter. Therefore, the file name you should start with a capital letter. Then it will be easier for you to identify. Okay, right. Right, now I want you to have two variables called x and y by x and y, and thereafter try to get the sum.
Hello. Hello.
Right, now okay, now here we have x equals 10, y equals 20, and now we are going to get the sum. Right, then if you want to display the sum value, then we can say the total is, or total equals to whatever you want. Right, now whatever you wanted to print, it should be inside the double quotes, okay? Total equals, and then plus now this is the plus operator we are using in order to append the value of this variable. Now I want to append the value of the sum variable. Right, now you can see here, now I'm getting an error, sum equals x plus y. Why? It says now what I'm going to do, I'm going to convert, I'm going to add 2 byte values. I'm going to add 2 byte values. Therefore, in line number 5, now you can see here, it says line number 5. Now this is 1. Even here, you can check the corner, then it will show you. This is line number 3, 4, line number 5. In line number 5, I'm trying to add x plus y. Then what happens? Then it says incompatible types. Therefore, because we're going to add, even you don't know what's inside x and y, but you're going to add the sum of x and y. And therefore, this might be an integer value. Therefore, there is a possible loosey conversion from integer to byte. Because the byte can hold only 1 byte size values, 1 byte size, because byte variable size is 1 byte. Therefore, that's why here we have the issue. And then if it is a short variable, let's see whether if it is a short variable. What will happen if it is a short variable? Right now you can see again here we will get an error right now because integer to short. Therefore, let's make it as an integer variable. Then you can say it gives us 10 plus 20 as 30. Because that's why normally when we have to declare variables, we do deal with integers. We
Hello.
declare variables as integers. We don't declare bytes. We do declare integers in order to overcome these warnings. Right. There are ways of doing this, but now at the moment I don't want you to figure out those. Right now, remember, the byte can hold only, there's a defined size. Right, the byte can hold from minus 128 to plus 127. And you don't need to remember these fields. Like when it comes to long and integer, you can't remember them. Therefore, don't worry, you don't have to remember. But just have an idea. There is a limit. There is a range of values, predefined. That's why we call it as primitive data type. Primitive, there's a size predefined, there's a type predefined. The values, standard values already predefined. Therefore, the range is also predefined. The range of values you can have is predefined. So remember this. Right, therefore, the based on the size, according to the ascending order, byte, short, int, long, because byte, 1 byte, short, 2 bytes, integer, 4 bytes, long, 8 bytes. Remember that. Right. Now, okay, if you want to get, let's say now we have 2 variables. Let's say now we have integer x and we have integer y. And if you want to get the product, x into y, and then you can say the result or the product is. Right now, I want you to find out, okay, declare some variables. Let's say I'm going to do it for the sum only, right? Sum. Right, declare some variables saying subtraction, product, and the division. And then do the basic operations, addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division. And display. And send me the code via chat. You can just take a copy and send it via chat, please. Quickly do it. And in the meantime, if any of you have questions, you have to ask now.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes,
So in the previous example, I was trying to.
I can't hear you. Can you speak little bit louder?
Hello, sir. Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. On the previous code, you tried to add 150 and then you got an error.
When you try to have for the byte variable 150.
Yes.
Yes. What is the reason? Yes. The reason is what? The byte variable can hold only up to what?
127.
Minus 128 to plus 127. Therefore,
Okay.
150 cannot be saved inside the byte variable. That's why it gave us an error.
Okay, sir.
This is the error you got right now. Possible loosey conversion from This one, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it? Is this
Yes,
the
sir.
error?
Yes.
Okay, now did you understand why you are getting the error?
Yes, sir. Now understood. Yes.
Yes, because you cannot store 150 because only up to 127.
Understood, sir.
Okay, right.
Thank you.
Even if you can have a byte variable and you can have 10, even a long variable you can store 10, integer variable you could store 10. But the problem here is, now when you are now here in our program, how many variables we have declared here now? 1, 2, 3.
Three.
There are 3 variables at the moment. Then all these 3 variables required 4 bytes from memory. Then 4 bytes, 4 bytes, 4 bytes. Then basically 12 bytes allocated from our memory in order to store these x, y, and some variable. Therefore, from the memory, 12 bytes has been allocated. That's how it goes.
Okay, sir.
Right? Okay, I want you to have the other 4 types, other 3 type of operations, subtraction, multiplication, division as well. And then try. Right, now I have received your one of you. Okay, few of you have sent me the code actually. Yes, thank you. Right, now okay, I'm gonna let me take the last code. Okay, file name, class name is just to remember now. Okay, and right. Okay, perfect. Now, when you're writing a program like this, just keep in your mind, like now, there's something called indentation, right? Therefore, using that, we could identify when you look at the code directly, which part belongs to what, like what. Then here, since this class test, inside the class test, we have this method, right? Then you can have this, if you can put a space, keep a space, then that would be easy, right? And thereafter, inside this main method, we have the this. Therefore, if you can keep another space, so right now, if you can keep a tab, then you can easily see right now where it is inside. Right now, where it belongs. See, then you can easily figure out. Right, and then this bracket also one space. Then you know that easily right now. See, if you have put some spaces, then you can easily see the difference right now. Okay, inside this, even if you put it here, then you can easily see, okay, this is inside this. Likewise, you can easily figure out. Right, okay, let's run it and see. Now, when I run this, now you can see my class name is test2, right? Okay, now here, this is how it gives us. See, now let's change the value into 25. right? 25. Okay. Right. What would be the answer now for the division now? What do you think? Is it 2.5? Is it 2.5? Okay. What do you think? If I have x equals 25, y equals 10, what would be the answer? Is it 2.5? Yes, Niranga has sent me the answer. Right now, why? Yes, it is 2. Why it is 2? Can someone explain it to me? Why it displays 2?
Integers
Why?
do not support decimal points.
Yes, now, even though now, right. Now, one problem is what? Now, right. Now you have integer variable x, integer variable y, and the answer also stored inside an integer variable. Right. Therefore, now yes, that's the problem. Right. Okay. Right. Yes, integers does not support the floating point values. Integers does not support the floating point values. Okay. Right. Now that's why. Right. That's why we have 2 as the answer. Right. Perfect. Okay. Then. Right. Okay. Can you think of this quickly? Try to read it and try to understand it and explain, and then how to do this.